Okay, VHLers. Hanging out at the dock here. Came down for some peace and quiet. Get away from the kids, they're a little noisy today. I haven't got the boat in yet. Getting the seats redone, so my lift in, but that's about it. Yeah, we got somebody. Not you. Let's get ready for these finals. So, we had two really good matchups there in the last round. We had Florida and Columbus. Battled to a 7-game series. Hard fought one, close all the way. Columbus pulled it out, knocking Florida out of the Eastern Final again. I think that's second year in a row there. The other side we had Vancouver and Chicago battling. Vancouver won that one pretty decidedly in 5 games. Look back at their paths to get to where they are now. We got Vancouver and Columbus in the final. Vancouver's been here before. They've won the cup. We've got Columbus, who's new to the finals. Was the former New Jersey franchise a few years back. There was a move there. Road to get there. Columbus had to go through New Jersey and Carolina and Florida. They went 7 games, 6 games, and 7 games. Battle tested the whole way. Tough road there. 3 really good quality teams. And they've landed themselves in the final. Vancouver, the other side, you'd say may have had an easier path. Going from the Pacific Division isn't the strongest. They did battle Edmonton, a 7-game series. Won that one on the road. They beat Anaheim in 5. Won that one on the road. And they faced Chicago and won that one in the road as well, in 5 games. So they've gone all this way, clinched on the road, but some might say it was an easier way to get there. My predictions for the last round, I had Vancouver winning in 6. They won it in 5. And I had Columbus winning in 6, and they won in 7. So I went 2 for 2, brings my overall playoff record to 10-4. So I was back on track this round. Round 2 was hard on me. So we got a matchup. These teams only faced each other twice in the regular season. They were both late in the year. Day 133, Vancouver traveled to Columbus, and it went to a shootout, and Columbus pulled it out in a shootout. During that game, Tavares, Pavelski, and Drouin line for Columbus kind of ran rampant on Vancouver's team. Vancouver got all their production from the bottom 2 lines in that game. 11 days later, they met again in Vancouver this time. Vancouver ran all over Columbus at home. 7-3 win with Seguin, Patrick Kane, and Mark Stone going nuts for about 4 points each. So a totally different story that game. So these two did face themselves later in the year when Vancouver did have their swing back. Again, they had that bad start at the start of the year, but they got it together as the season went on. So I'm going to look at things a little different in this round again. The power plays and penalty kills for these series, for this final series, will be interesting to watch. In the last round with Columbus and Florida, it was Columbus won that in 7. However, their power play was really poor. They were clipping along at 32% in the first 2 rounds. I think that was second best in the league. They went 4 for 35 against Florida. 11.4%. Massive drop. Now Florida is a better team than Carolina on the power play, or for the penalty kill. Florida did have the best penalty kill, but still, that's crazy. They had 35 chances on the power play in 7 games. Florida only had 19. So it may explain how Florida did end up losing, is their lack of discipline, maybe. Even though Columbus didn't succeed on the power play, there was enough 5-on-5 time taken away from Florida that limited their chances. So inevitably, that's probably what won Columbus the series, was Florida's lack of discipline. If Columbus wants to win in this final against Vancouver, they're going to really have to get back to the power play they had in the first 2 rounds. The other side of that is their penalty kill in the last round against Florida was 15 of 19 for 78.9%, and they were at 82%. So their penalty kill also wasn't as strong. So with all that said, they still did win the series. They won it differently than they have in other rounds. All 4 lines were chipping in. They had 18 different players score points and goals. So right through the lineup was producing on 5-on-5 play. That's probably, again, dictating why the power play wasn't successful when they were getting scoring throughout. So the other series was Vancouver-Chicago. The interesting thing on that one is Vancouver got their scoring entirely from 6 forwards and 3 defensemen. There were 2 defensemen that did get a single point for them as well, but 6 forwards got all their scoring. That was the top 2 lines. It was the was it Seguin, Kane, and Stone. That's their first line. They had a lot of points, and Kadri-Huberdeau and Yager is the second line, and they were also massively productive. So all the scoring came from 2 lines. They had nothing from the bottom 6 at all. Their power play was about the same as it's been all playoffs, 24%, 6 for 25. Their penalty kill, I did speak in the last series, with Chicago had the best power play in the league, and they were going to have to limit what those guys did against them. And they did that. They stepped up their penalty kill game. It was a 72% heading into the series. They went 16 to 17 on the penalty kill. It's 94% against the best power play in the playoffs. So, congrats to them. They seem to get it together on defense. Changed their penalty kill, perhaps. I'm not real sure. I didn't look exact, but it definitely produced better. So it was a bass boat. So you got a team that's scoring from all 4 lines versus 2. Quite a difference. The Vancouver Canucks don't allow a lot of shots, where you're facing a team in Columbus that does run and gun. So 2 completely different styles there. We'll have to see how that matches. I've talked in previous rounds about Columbus and their physicality. They ran crazy all over against New Jersey and Carolina, and hit their way into getting chances. Against Florida, they slowed down a little bit on their hitting, but they are still a team that likes to be physical. So, but the difference being Florida and Florida and Carolina don't hit much at all. So the physicality was a bit of a difference there. With Vancouver, they're pretty close to them in the stats for hitting. So I don't see Florida gaining the advantage I don't see Columbus gaining the advantage they have previous rounds in that regard. For Vancouver, they got to get some guys going. Their bottom 6 is a 6 that should be productive. They got Daniel Sedin, Chris Kunitz, Marian Gaborik, Pajot, and Abdelkader. All should be able to put the puck in the net, and they are completely missing right now. Absolutely no production. Columbus, they don't really have anybody missing. I can't say anybody who's really going to pick their game up for them. They're hitting pretty hard right now with their 4 lines, rolling them out there. The goaltending battle is Miller for Vancouver. Since that first round, when him and Martin Jones went back and forth, Miller just took right over. He's ran with it since, and he's been really solid. He's now 11-4 in the playoffs. He's got a 2.57 goals against average. For Columbus, it's Crawford. He's 12-6 and 2 overtime losses in the series in his playoffs. He's played 20 games. Miller's only played 15. And his goals against average is 2.42, and I think that's the second best in the playoffs. So, it's going to be a good goaltending battle. So this one, there's a lot of elite scorers here. You got Columbus, they've got their first lines Tavares, Pavelski, and Drouin. And they've been playing really well. Pavelski plays the wing. They've been on fire these last 2 rounds. Their second line's Barkov. Who's with Barkov? Burkowski, and I'm not sure who the third member of that line would be. Oh, Domi, Max Domi. Also productive in the last round. That was their best line actually in the last round. This is the second line. They're going to be looking to play a shutdown role. If they can slow down one of those 2 lines, they're going to have a shot. For Vancouver, I've mentioned them. There's the Seguin, Kane and Stone line, and the Huberdeau, Kadri, and Yager line. There's a lot of star power in those two lines. I'd give, well, I don't know. I was going to say I'd give the edge on defense to Vancouver, but Columbus, they've got Byfuglien, Carlson, Ekholm as their top 3. That's pretty good. And you got Brody, Ellis, Lindholm, Eric Johnson, Hamonic for Vancouver. So they're pretty good defenses. You can see why both teams made it where they are. I've been raving about Vancouver all playoffs. They were my dark horse team to win. I've pumped their tires in every round. They're the team I thought would come out of the West if Winnipeg could be knocked off. So yeah, I've stuck with them every round. I've picked them every round. I've stuck with them. I think they were the team that was going to come out, even though they weren't in that position at the start of the playoffs. I just watched the way they changed from January on, and that team just got better and better. They had the talent. They should have been here anyways. Just a really slow start to the year. Columbus, the second best team in the East overall, next to Carolina. Really good division they battled through. So it's a really good battle. It's going to be, I see a 6-game series here. I don't think it'll stretch 7. I see 6. I'm going to take Vancouver to win the Cup, be the second repeat winner we've had. Is that ever? I think ever. I don't think anyone else except myself has won more than 1. So this would put Vancouver into elite category. I think it's been 4 years since they won, but so it's not exactly a dynasty. Maybe it's only 3, but regardless, Vancouver is my pick to win the Cup. 6 games. They're finally going to win at home. Clinch a series at home. And then we will move on to our off season. But I know Columbus in that run and gun style has got them where they are, but there's a lot more stars on this team. I think that on Vancouver, and I don't think they can slow them down. If they're not limiting chances against Seguin and his company, and Kane, they're in big trouble. So I don't see it being super quick. Columbus is going to get a couple games at home. But this Vancouver, it's a reflection of their regular season. They started off a little slower in the regular season, picked it up as we went on, and they've done the same in the playoffs. Slower series against Edmonton, and they've just got better and better and better, and now they got the power play clicking, and that should finish it. So, yeah, I'm going to take Vancouver to win the Cup. Good luck to both, though. 2 great GMs, so you guys should both be proud of what you've done. Congrats to Florida and Chicago as well. You guys have had great seasons too, so don't be ashamed of losing to these teams. You're all exceptional teams. So Chicago knocked off some good teams on the way here too. Minnesota and Winnipeg that's no slouch, right? So, so that's all I got, I think, for today. We'll be moving on to the off season pretty much right after the playoffs end. you know, we try to mimic the NHL season. They're into their draft, so we haven't set a date yet. I would think it'd be this, maybe around the 15th of July, something like that. Maybe a little sooner. I guess the draft would be sooner. Because we want to get the off season underway, and I would imagine August 1st would like be a target date for the UFA auction again. I'm not going to see any changes as far as free agency this year. We have had no discussion as that to that in the staff board this year, so I don't foresee any changes. We will confirm that prior to, but I don't foresee anything. We're pretty happy the way it's running the last couple of years. We'll get things rolling again, and then every team can get involved once again here. Trading will open up as soon as the games finish. The second it's over, trading can open. You still will not be able to trade pending UFAs, though. Just to remind people that those guys are now locked into their position of heading to auction. So. Anyways, enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks for watching. I'll get this posted up on YouTube and link to the board, so everybody can have a peek at the predictions. Again, good luck to Vancouver and Columbus. Series opens in Columbus, and I believe the sim should happen tonight. So, all right, have a good one, guys. Take care.